All right. Hello, everybody. My name's Paul Roberts, and I'm excited that y'all get to hear from my man TC today. I have no doubt. I know the work TC. Let me say this. When TC is given an assignment to help people out, like he goes all out to make sure that he gives the best of him and teaches y'all as much as he can. Like he didn't take this assignment lightly, and I know him. And I kind of wanted to call him up and say, hey, you take it. You don't have to take it so serious because like he goes over the top to make sure he delivers the best for y'all. And that's the way he is with everything. I'm not kidding you. You call him up on the phone, ask him a question, and I'm thinking, and Carolyn's heard me talk to him on the phone, and he'll give me the answer, and I'm thinking we're done. And he thinks about two more things he needs to tell me because that's his heart. That's who he is because he cares so much. And he cared so much to put this presentation together to help everybody. So please do me a favor. Just if you can, I know we live in the world of social media. Just try to pay attention, put your phones down, stay off Facebook for a couple of minutes, because I promise you what he's put into this, the money he has spent to be able to deliver what he's given y'all. Like he should charge y'all for this. No kidding. Right, Scrivener? Like this is like chargeable stuff because he spent a lot of money to get what he's about to teach us. This is very valuable for all of us. And I absolutely love him. I love his heart. The first day I walked into this office, he opened his arms to me and my team, and I felt like I belonged immediately. Because anybody coming here today for the first time? Anybody coming here for the first time? On the way here, did you think about like, do I really want to go? Come on, be honest. Like, do I Echo? Will you be honest with me? Like, you're driving here, like, I don't know any of these people. You with me? Really? But I guess I'm the only one. I wanted to turn around like 15 times. I didn't want to be here. I was like, I don't want to come meet everybody. I don't want to meet. Are you with me? Are you like me? No, I want. Apparently, I'm the only messed up person here. But I didn't want to come. I was like, I don't want to be here, right? But I walked in, and this man changed everything. The way he treated us. He hugged us. He welcomed us. He gave me a famous nickname that I love. And if you could just do me a favor, because you're going to be sitting for the next 45 minutes, can y'all just stand up and let's give him a round of applause to get him fired up about what we're doing? Let's welcome TC.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks, Paul. Thanks so much for the introduction, bro. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming today. I know the weather's a little cold, but I'm going to make this hot. This is a hot topic, at least for me. My name is Thanh Tran. I go by TC. Thanh, and C is my middle name, middle initial, Chi. So TC is easier. I've been in real estate for a little over 16 years. I'm an icon agent with EXP. Just joined EXP 14 months ago. I'm also a certified mentor, ranked number 19 in Texas within EXP, so about 11,000 agents. Thank you. And recently recognized as top 500 real producer agent in DFW. Not really to brag, but in the case that what you put in is what you can expect to get out. Very passionate in real estate, passion as far as passion in helping my clients succeed their dream, their goals. My goal is to make my client happy. The client loves me. In return, they flourish me with referral, right? And so we all here building a Raven fans how we can serve our client to the best of our ability. Our interests last, our clients first, always, right? But at the same time, we always need to educate ourselves. I've been in real estate 16 years, but the first 15, I have dual career. Real estate has always been my passion. I don't ever call it part-time or side job. It's more than a full-time. I dedicate a lot more time on the road. During break time, eat really quick, on the phone with client during lunch. After work, sometimes working from home, pajama change, ready to go. When I sign off of the computer, I hop onto the car to drive to a show. You know, come home, dinner with family, family goes to bed, I go back to work. Who doesn't love money? But what I love is to help my client. Like I said, it's the passion brings me to my clients closer, create that connection with the clients. Be authentic in that sense. So I'm just honored to be here, and I'm honored to be recognized for what I love to do. So what is a mega open house? So a lot of people use the term mega open house. It's better terms is call it a launch party. You're launching this property. Everyone use open house. Open house, yes, that's the generic term. But when you call it a launch party, it sounds fancy. You're launching this property, right? And you do a lot of promotion, not just an average open house. We do a lot of promotions designed to attract clients, potential clients, buyers, sellers, as well as agent bringing clients to your home. Neighbors, is particularly, right? You do go door knockings, create this connection, building relationship with the neighbor. Do a lot of strategies around marketing, create incentives, do special activities to draw more buyers, more guests to come to your open house, and also create the urgency. This is the launch party. There's a chance we're going to sell this house this first weekend. So bringing that urgency for buyers or sellers to come and tour this home, as well as neighbors, right? And mega open house require a lot of time, a lot of preparation, not like your average open house. And obviously, it's costly as well. So the goal is to create an ultimate success, ultimate event where buyer and seller would like look forward to come, right? Invite the whole neighborhood, invite all your friends, invite the friends that live in the neighborhood, the client that you help sell or buy a home in that neighborhood. And so that's a picture of myself, my team, hosting the open house. One last recent open house that we've done, along with a preferred lender that I invited to join us. So, who in here never done an open house before? All right, Mo, a couple of people, a couple of agents. Myself, shamelessly, growing up as a real estate agent, not going through training, not talking to other agent, not following, shadowing what they do. I spend about 4 hours to host an open house. That consists of putting input the open house on the MOS, print out the sheets, which say it takes 30 minutes, really maybe 3 minutes. I would show up to the open house 30 minutes before, put my son out, right? Maybe luckily, if I have the time, go around the neighborhood, not door knocking, not knowing how to do that until recently. Then host the open house for 2 hours, scrambling, leave, lead generation 30 minutes, make a phone call here and there. They don't answer, the guest doesn't answer, I won't call back, I won't text, I won't email. So really 4 hours. Am I using good use of my time? No, because I'm just doing it like on the fly and without any preparations. And I know there's other agent like myself, shamelessly. I've done that. I've done that for years because not having the training, not knowing what's out there to compare to. And what I love about us is we're sharing. And the conference that I attend, shamelessly for the 15 year, I only spend about $50 to $100 per year on education because it's required. Having 2-3 jobs, family, and so I don't have time. But I'm very, very big on education. And the last year and a half, I've gone to at least 6 or 7 conferences already, and a lot locally. But the 6 or 7 are like out of state. And so really, to host an effective mega open house, how many hours do you think it will take, an average, to host an effective, attractive mega open house launch party? 10? About 30, at least in my definition. So 1 or 2 weeks prior to the open house, right, after you take on the listing appointment, either during the listing consultation, I try not to use the appointment, it's the consultation. I'm coming to give you consultations. I'm not trying to get an appointment to win the sale. I'm going to consult you how to best prepare your home, how to sell your home for top dollar. So during the preparation, whether right after consultation or follow after the consultations, work with the seller on preparing the home to tidy up the property, stage it, organize it, move things to the garage or storage, donate things, get contractors in to get some bids for the sellers. I meet them there personally because I have built this trust with the contractor and the seller. They feel better as an agent. I'm there pointing out things. I don't tell the seller you should do this and that. I said if this is my home, this is what I would do because I want to sell my home for a top dollar, right? I don't want to ever say you should do this, you should do that. So in that preparation stage takes a couple of appointments, right? Myself or my team members can be there on my behalf. Start creating the marketing, the promotions, right? Marketing consists of flyers, pay ad, post your flyers on social media, do videos, share stories. I have this property coming up soon, attract more buyers to come to your open house. Let them know of the open house in advance. So 2 to 3 days before the open house, or preferably even earlier, 4 to 5, up to you. Come back to visit the property with the seller to make sure that the home is ready before the photographer come, before the videographer come, right? You want to make sure the home is ready before it's on pictures or video. And then I would place the open Saturday or open Sunday or both on by my sign in the front yard, just to let the neighbors that drive by see that sign, to anticipate the open house, to invite their guests or the family member. Because if you don't do that, you show up the day off, an hour before. Most of the neighbors are busy the days, and if they call their friend won't be able to make it there in an hour or two, less likely. So you want the more preparation, the better. So my last open house, half of the guests were neighbors. So those neighbors either bring their family or friends, or also looking to potentially sell in the future, maybe like upgrade or downgrade, right? So half of the neighbors saw my sign that I put out. Obviously, we door knock as well. Door knocking, like I said, in the past, I just show up, put my sign, wait for people to come, pray that they come. Sometimes open house, nobody come. I'll get lucky, 1 or 2 people come. But nowadays, open house, my average is about 10. 10. But if I have more preparations, like the one of them I'll show, we had 40 families come by in the first weekend of the launch party. So the day of the open house takes about 4 to 6 hours, 4 hours. Typically, the launch party, you want to have 3 hours, because if you're going to do a lot of preparation, spend a lot of money for just 2 hours, in my opinion, that's not enough. So do at least 3 hours for that first open house, or maybe four. If you cannot be there the whole entire time, just do the first two and ask another agent to man the second half of the open house. Right? Lots of agents love to do it, and when you advertise the 4 hours, giving the guest an opportunity, more guest opportunity to come. So obviously, the setup consists of, like I said, the sign a few days before. Uh, we would drive the neighborhood, put up for open house directional sign. We don't want to put it too early, because if the guests follow the sign and we're busy door knocking or do another thing, then they may not be happy. But as far as door knocking, if possible, door knock the day or 2 days before the open house. That's, again, giving the guests enough time to invite their family and friends to come. Because you do it an hour before, even the neighbor, they don't have time to come at that time. They all have plans, right? So do it before, the afternoon before, or 2 days before. So the personal touches is bringing flowers to the open house. Maybe the home doesn't have any flowers. Bring a vase of flowers or pot of flowers, air freshener if necessary, if there's not one installed, or burn candles. Turn on some soothing, relaxing music, right, on the TV or just a speaker. And then lastly, post open house follow-ups. Follow-ups can be 3 to 6, but obviously it could be infinity, because those are the leads that you want to nurture and continue to nurture the leads, right? Follow-ups within 24 hours, not wait. Even though you have it Saturday, sometimes Grace maybe don't want to bother them on a Sunday, but do it Monday morning. Follow up when it's still fresh in the mind. And then the key is, a lot of times we use app or on the notepad, sign-in sheet. Make note. Everybody come in, try to create the connection with the guest. Make a note next to it, because you have 20 guests come in and you don't know which one you have that create a connection. If a guest say, my daughter's from Austin looking to move here, obviously there's a comment box. They may not put that, but you yourself make some comments, so that when you call the guest, you can relate to them, and they can relate. Oh yeah, he remembers me. But if you say, oh yeah, oh by the way, your husband came, you're like, what? I'm single, right? Just so make as much note as you can, because you don't want to offend them, right? So as far as nurturing leads, follow up, phone call, text message, send them an email, or better yet, a short video, 10 second, 20 second, just thanking them to the open house, and follow up with what value you can bring to them. More than half of the guests will have an agent, or sometimes they think they have an agent. So I don't ask, do you have an agent? Because they said, yeah, but yet they don't have anything signed, or they think of an agent they met years ago. I would ask, are you currently working with an agent? Are you currently, or you actively working an agent, meaning an agreement signed? Because I know Brandon, he's a good friend of mine. When I buy, I'm probably going to call Brandon, but Brandon never cared to call me, but I remember him. Well, another agent come on and the Shining Star follow up, making a good impression. I'm going to remember that agent. And I never signed with Brandon. I'm going to sign with this agent that offer all this value to me without charging me. So don't ask, do you have an agent? Because I hear agent or a co-host ask, are you actively working with an agent? If they say yes, then it's good. It's still good to follow up with them because thanking them and offer value. I mean, I'm not trying to steal them away from their client, from their agent, but I'm just offering a value to them. Can I send you market updates? Or is it okay if I add you to my database to send you market update or holidays greeting, or better yet, little gifts or client appreciations? They won't turn it down. I mean, so very important. And lastly, update the seller. Update the seller. How was the open house? The feedback you received during the open house or after the open house. And then I love what the Texas Ace team does. Their team and their dedicated assistant update the seller weekly or bi-weekly on the status of the property, and also go into the home, especially vacant home, not probably just vacant home, right, Charlie? And inspect the property because vacant home, it could be vandalized, or during the freeze tonight. If you don't check before the freeze and after freeze, what if something happened? It could be a lot worse. All right, so for the open house flyer, create a theme open house flyer. Little colorful. I did it myself. I have a VA now that does more professional. But the first theme was, so that first one, the two-story house, I've done 3 or 4 open houses. The launch party, not mega. I didn't know about it until I attended Tom Ferry Success Summit, which I highly recommend that you attend. I'll go over a little bit about that at the end. But create a theme. Summer barbecue. So we actually I brought the grill. I didn't physically barbecue, but I heated up, right? With charcoal and all. We cater in chop sandwich, chopped beef, and then just put it on top of the grill and warm it up for the guests. So create that theme, and I call it "Join Us for a Barbecue Party." Initially I call it Neighborhood Block Party, but I don't want people to mislead that I'm hosting a neighborhood, because you got sometimes some HOA you need to have an approval from them or a permit from the city. So I renamed it to just a barbecue party, inviting the neighbors to come. And I'll show you in a little bit. A neighbor next door brought the whole case. He works for Coca-Cola. Brought the whole case of drinks for us, for all guests. And I got invited to their home to have a long chat with them. And they said, when we're ready to sell in the next year or so, we'll call you. So I created that impression. But guess what? If I don't follow up through the year, I slapped myself recently, not physically. There's a very, very famous home in the neighborhood throws a big Halloween party. Like seriously, the whole hundreds of thousands of people come to this party. I created this connection with the seller. They say they're selling. I chat with them for 30 minutes. My kid and wife enjoy. They also do Christmas lights as well. Created that connection and exchanged gift, business card and all. This Halloween, we drove by. I didn't see anything on the yard. I have a feeling, oh man, they're either getting ready to sell or already sold. My daughter asked, "Daddy, how come that's not your sign on the yard?" Man, that hurts. That hurts. That is my fault. It's all my fault. I created that connections with the potential lead, the seller. The bad thing is I did not have a CRM. 15 years, business great. A lot of people treat it as a hobby. Hobby when it comes to you do it, or whenever you have time you do it. But I was always overwhelmed. Business great, but in order to nurture and create more leads to scale up, you have to have a good database and follow up. Because if not, the seller run into Brandon yesterday when they're thinking about selling tonight. Husband and wife talk. Oh yeah, Brandon just told me he's got his license recently, even though he's new, but he made an impression to me. Right? So follow up. The second one was in the fall, so we call it Touchdown Home Tour. So during football season, right? So pizza, hot dogs, and such. And then when I post that flyer on Facebook story, I added animations. Football guy come and tackle each other. It's pretty cool. So just a lot of time I don't post just a flyer. I add some kind of animations because it's included in Facebook story. So I didn't know that until recently. Sorry. So this is the barbecue block party that I did. So sorry, I should have renamed that, not block party, but it was a barbecue party for the neighbors. So I invited all the neighbors. We went door knocking the evening before. Invited all the neighbors. Invited all the friends that I have in the neighborhood, as well all the clients that bought and sold with me in the neighborhood. So I used to live in this neighborhood. It's the master plan community, 4,000 plus homes. So I sold quite a few homes in that neighborhood. So I'm going to show you a quick video, and then to the right of that, it's just our team. Just took a couple pictures. We did videos, live stream, put it live. Invite them early on when clients, when you host the open house, even if there's no guests yet. It's good to do it when there's guests coming, so they're like, oh yeah, there's people coming, and not just, oh, he's bored. He probably doesn't have anybody coming. He's doing video, but do it early, live, to invite the guests. Obviously, I invite a day before and the day off. The story is 24 hours, but I'm gonna do it again in the morning, right? So then here's just a quick video here. So I do that video, invite them, post, and then at the bottom there I do a video, selfie video, right? So we'll go to the next slide. So this is where I need to do it manually. All right, so this is the Cowboys Tailgate Home Tour. We did the mega open house on Saturday and Sunday, 3 hours per day. We had a lot of people came, at least 40 families. We had a lot of people came, and that happens to be my neighbor. So I was a secret agent for 15 years. I did not let my neighbors know, especially my coworkers and former manager, because side gig. But when you're secret, no one knows you. I'm thinking like the neighbor across the street, which a friend of mine said, because I was moving and putting up for sale sign. He said, hey, Freddie's moving soon too. He and his wife building a home. I didn't get to represent them on the bill. But guess what? I came and we known each other, and I recreated a connection. Just let them know if I can assist with anything in real estate down the road. Please let me know. One of these days, they called me up, and I was on the phone with my coach, my real estate coach, and I was like, now I'm gonna respond to him. He's like, no, pause with me, just respond, let them know you're in the meeting. That letting the lead, the potential seller, know that you're important, but at the same time, you're at the meeting. So I got let them know I'm getting back with him soon. The guy set the appointment. In the past, I was like, you call me at 1, I'm gonna be there at 5. Try to do things really fast and come to the presentation. I fail. Now I've told him, hey, let me look at my schedule. Even though I'm available at 5, look at my schedule, because I want to have enough time to prepare, right? I want to have enough time to prepare for this interview, really, right? And so I gave him some availability. In the past, I asked, what's their availability? They're like, most of the time, buyer, right? After 5, because that's their convenience, after 5. Now, better way to handle that is, here's my availability. Give them a couple of time slots, maybe after 5, one day in the week. Because if you ask them, their availability is going to be after work, unless it's during COVID when the house market is super crazy, where people are more willing to take off work. But if you give them your availability, they'll respect you more. That, hey, he's busy, but he have time slots for me, versus he's hungry for me. I'm gonna talk to the other agent as well, because this guy probably doesn't have business, that he's hungry. And so this particular open house, this is the most recent one we've done, very successful. And I'll show you this video just real quick here.
So I'm so excited to announce that we have executed a great contract on this property. We received a total of 5 great offers, all over asking price, with the marketing plans that we.
So real quick, normally, which I still do, I would type and then use some ChatGPT to make it look nicer, and then post it. Success. Who's gonna read? Not too many people. They probably read the first line or two. And my coach like, no, do something different. Do a video. So that morning, went over to do a video. I was gonna do a selfie, but conveniently I had my wife with me, and she did a video, a little more professional, homemade. But when you selfie, you're like so close up. I can't really do much of the expressions or the hand gestures and stuff. But that video attracted 3 leads. One in particular, potentially still in the talks. 41 listings. It was a syndication deal from a group of investors. They bought the properties during the peak, unfortunately. So they're waiting for it to peak again to sell. So from that video and that gentleman, he said, I never watched any of this video, but somehow your video caught my attention. And video, do more and more and more videos. Your post, everybody does text posts. People don't have time to sit there and read. I'm a slow reader. It'll take me 5 minutes to read a couple paragraphs. But if that's a video of 30 seconds that summarize, it catch my attention. And this video attracted over 2,000 viewers. Whereas if it's a text, people will scroll through and that get piled up. But that video, when people like or comment, it'll come back up on the feed there. So an estimated cost of a mega open house, who knows? Or how much do you spend on your open house today? Do you spend any money on your open house today?
I don't.
No?
I'll be honest.
Well, you do. Your time?
Yes.
Really? Your time, the ink, the paper. So how much? $50?
Well, yeah. Now that you think about it, because I did the math yesterday for the book I was reading, it's 100. My time is $150 per hour. So if it's 2 hours, 30. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh. You're right about that, because if you don't prepare, you are spending time. And I did a calculation last night. It's like $150 per hour is what my time is worth according to my book. So.
Well, I challenge you to be $300 an hour this year.
Okay, let's
which
do it.
I know you will do it. So $150 hours. You spent, let's say, 4 hours at the open house, maybe an hour or so. So let's say that's would you say $700?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So if you decide to do on your typical listing, the 300, 400s, you can spend anywhere between $500 to $1,000. The first one I spent, well, fortunately I had a sponsor. My lender partner sponsored the barbecue and a lot of the things. And as much as I want to pay him or split, he would not let me, which I really appreciate that. So it costs us $500 to $1,000 for our first mega open house. The second mid-tier luxury, $1 million, you can spend anywhere between $1,000 to $3,000. So when we do a mega typical open house, you'd be lucky you have a water there. Sometimes a lot of open house doesn't have water, but oftentimes I see water, little bag of chips, juice, miscellaneous items. But when you do the mega open house, it's a party. It's a launch party, not just a typical open house. And so you can create this buzz. What is it that draws the guests to your open house? If I'm just obviously it's the home, obviously, but we want to incentivize potential buyers, even sellers, to come to your open house. Right? Open house not just for buyer. Your neighbors that could be a seller and a buyer down the road too. But invite people. How are you able to attract people for them to come to the open house? Really, a lot of them is incentives. What are you giving away? You giving away entertainment or giving away monetary products, right? And so our open house, the second one, pizza because football, and I only watch football once a year, like most of us or some of us. So I didn't have any jerseys, so I went to borrow my friends to the jersey. Partner didn't have a jersey either, so he has Cowboy. So okay, Cowboy. And my canopy broke and went to Costco before the jersey. They had Cowboy or UT, and I just like blue. So okay, I bought Cowboy. So I did a Cowboy theme. So create a theme, not just just open house, but create that theme, right? Is there gonna be like a glitter open house party or something, if you look girly or whatever the case, or if that's a boxing match that weekend, some kind of theme that related to boxing, come box with us to win this house or something. So just create that theme. So as far as the mid-tier luxury, $1 million home or so, have a videographer or photographer come and take picture of you. Do a professional photo and video of you doing the open house. Take as much picture as possible because you're going to reshare those pictures, share the successes, or just down the road you just want to say, hey, just want to share this successful open house that I've done a couple months ago, right? So your high-end luxury open house, like Texas Ace Team just had one. They had a broker open that would cost a couple thousand. So sushi and wine and all that 9 yards, right? And so this high-end luxury open house, You may be hiring a famous DJ or famous singer to come to this open house. I've seen some that in California, LA. I mean, imagine 20 or 30 million dollar home. You just don't have, cheeseburger at the open house, right? You have like wine, cocktail, cognac, and like people hire like professional DJs, singers to come to this open house. You have camera or drone flying around, taking pictures, photos, and everything. So it could cost a lot. But if it's like a $30 million and you're spending $5,000, I mean your commission's like 90,000. You spend only 5,000 to attract buyers, right, or sellers. So those high end obviously cost more. Where does this money come from other than from Brandon's pocket? So we partner with business partners like Texas Ace Team recently partnered with AML, Absolute Mortgage and Lending, to sponsor. I'm sure there are other sponsors as well, but I think AML is the biggest sponsor. So yes, we do have the money, but let's work smarter because our money, and if the sponsor helps us, they're happy to sponsor. Because a friend of mine, I invited him to sponsor $200 boba tea. He won a big contract, not contract, but he's now Texas Ace Team one of the preferred inspector. $200, $2,000 per month at least. So partner with your local lenders, title company, um, inspection company, right? Home staging company, you name it. Any companies that can sponsor. Obviously, you want to thank them after you host an open house, or add them to the flyers. Here's our list of sponsor. Which, admittedly, I haven't done that on open house flyer because this limited space. But I do thank them when I do video or on a post, and tag them as well because they love to tag. Because I tag them, I gain more exposures. Their friends can see it, right? They may have 5,000 followers like Brandon. I get 5,000 plus exposure from tagging Brandon, right? And also collaborate with your local businesses, coffee shop, restaurants, the businesses that the guests, the neighbors love to come to, right? The famous donut shops or famous ice cream store. You know, people come for food, and oftentimes they come because they like that food. They like that food and they want to support that business. And so, and also when you come, just do a video with the business. They love it, right? You help promote them and you tag them. It promotes yourself as well, right? So don't go on your own. Even if you don't have sponsor, invite a coworker or two, a friend or two, or ask new agent to come with you. They'll love to join the open house because they get to watch you and learn from you. Create a VIP experience. You want them to feel VIP. You want the guests to feel VIP when they come to the open house. I have not yet, but I plan to buy a red rug to put in front of the house. A lot of time when you buy a nice vehicle, they'll give you like step on the red rug. I mean, I have builder does that, and I'm like, wow, I remember that builder, David Wickley. That's the only builder that I've seen that done with the red rug on the final walkthrough day. Create that feeling. It's memorable. At least for me as an agent, I remember that. This is like a year and a half ago. All right, roll up the red carpet or a welcome table. I have a canopy, maybe a couple of canopies because I can't use cowboys all the time. Especially this past weekend, if I were to host a mega open house and have cowboy, maybe it'd be funny, but obviously they would think that I'm a cowboy fan, which I'm not. So balloons, whatever, flags, flyers, you name it. Offer refreshment, food, drinks, desserts, even ice cream. Well, we bought ice cream, but don't want to leave in the fridge. We asked the seller, is it okay we keep the ice cream in the freezer before, I mean, even though they'll give us the house, but ask for permission before you do so. Just don't assume the seller's happy with it. So just always be courteous and ask. So yeah, we had ice cream, popsicle during summer, August, or it was October. Still hot, so we brought ice cream out for the kids and the guests. So obviously, open house. A lot of time, agents print out MOS sheet in the past with agent information, how much the agent get paid and all the stuff, or a short version of agent. Create a professional brochure, right? Create a professional brochure of the property, as far as other handouts of why they should move into this home, the feature of the home, or the feature of the community, the school, or surrounding. And then the lender can have their own flyer about financial options. So capture the leads with the sign-in system. Um, in the past, I just print out a sign-in sheet with my picture on there and some information. Now this app, but if I print out the sign-in sheet, then I have to, a lot of time, the handwriting I can't read, right? Or they'll leave it blank because it's not required. Well, with the app, multiple apps. So here's the list of apps, digital apps, or you could create a QR code to scan, right? Scan for Google Form. You can do your own instead of an app. Google Form, capture all the information you want to capture. Some are mandatory, some are not. So don't make everything mandatory, else they're just going to give up and X out, right? So here's a list of spatial. Curve Hero, I've used Curve Hero. Open House Wizard, the House View Home, Happy Open House, and then Open House Pro. That's many product, but Open House Pro, I just downloaded last night. They had 2.3 star review. I list 6 because one particular website put them on the list. But I use Curve Hero, and it integrated with KV Core and your system, your database as well. Or if you decide to do a QR code, create the Google form, anything you want to capture. Okay, so Google form, like almost like imagine this a buyer seller client intake form. So you obviously you require the buyer 1 or optional buyer 2, their name, their date of birth, address. If they have children, optional. Their name, date of birth, the pet name, date of birth. The reason optional, you don't want to make it mandatory. The children's date of birth, let's say imagine you send a $5 gift card, not a lot, but it makes a big impact on that child. Receiving that $5, hey, the agent Ton sent you a birthday card. He opened it up. Oh man, $5 Starbucks or Roblox or whatever, right? And every year, if you do it, if you keep up with it until the 18 whatever, they're gonna look forward for that, and they're gonna remind their parent, the agent. If you don't send it, they're still gonna remind their parents of the agent. And guess what? So if you do it consistently. Or their pet. If you were to send a pet a birthday card, I mean, pet have birthday, right? So gift card to PetSmart or Petco or something, right? All right. So when clients or guests come to open house, offer raffle, offer some kind of prize to encourage them to sign in. Because this last open house, I didn't offer prizes, but it's like almost like forcing them to sign in. And obviously, they don't fill out the email or the phone number. Obviously, when they win something, obviously they're gonna put the email and or phone number correctly. They want to make sure that if they win, they get a phone call from you, right? So because you don't offer it, they're just gonna put their name and maybe the email. Sometimes people just put, I have an agent. But if they have an agent and they know they're a chance to win, they'll put in their email at least and the phone number, right? All right. Similar, what I just mentioned earlier, provide brochure of the home. So when clients come in, make the connection. If you have open house, a mega open house, if you're expecting a lot of clients, a lot of guests, invite your colleagues, your friend, your lender to come and ask them to help. Take turn in greeting the guests, talking to the guests, make them feel welcome. Don't follow them everywhere, but at least greet them and create that connection with the guests, right? And else, there's an agent that I think Ken took a class recently, right? Was about open house, and that agent said, "I don't like busy open house. I want it a little slow so I can create that connection with the guests." Imagine if you're there by yourself and you have 3 or 4 family come in. There's no way you can talk to everyone. And then when one just got your attention, the other guest maybe a lead that ready to buy tomorrow, and you're too busy with this. I mean, with this guest, you will lose that lead. At least the partners there, they can help that lead, that particular guest. So always make that connection. That picture there, I invited the neighbors, some of my friends, some of my clients, their kids, and the team. All right. So when you greet the guests, don't just say, "Hello, Mrs. Jones," and then the children, the dog, and you don't know about them. And you greet them. Make sure you greet the children and the pet too. Just say, "Hello, furry friend," or something like that, right? Just create that connection. Just don't think that, because then you only making the parents feel special, or the attention is the whole family, not just, of course, the father or the parents or the buyers, but their children make an impact as well as the pet, because they want a big yard for the pets, right? Ask key questions. Are you actively looking? They'll tell you because one just told me they've been looking for 3 years. So obviously they're active, but I think this is the looking for fun or they wait for the right home, right? So you kind of have a sense. And are you working? Are you currently working with a realtor? Not just do you have a realtor? Everyone has a realtor that in their mind. And like I said earlier, provide the space. Greet them at the door or follow them, show them, how open is this. And, feel free to look around. Let me know you have any questions. I'll be here in the front or outside under the canopy. Live stream, the virtual reach. Do I still have time, Daniel?
No, you're good.
Okay. So here's a quick virtual
Hey everyone,
live
it's
stream.
Tan with eXp Realty. Come and join us for some barbecue today. We're having an open house at 6944 Sea Harbor Drive in the beautiful Grand Prairie. This is in Grand Peninsula with top-rated school in Mansfield. Come check out this beautiful home with us.
So done, and I just kind of
You like it?
showcase the guests and the home.
All right, you got Michael grilling here. Delicious chopped beef brisket. Yes, sir. Got some hot dogs as well.
So, yeah. So go live on social media, all the platforms, if you can. For me, I'm very comfortable with Facebook. I'm OG. I just told Brandon this morning, I'm learning Instagram. Never really had to care for Instagram, but with real estate, you got to be up on top of all the social media if your plan is to attract online leads. So there's various social media platforms you should look into. So what I just did, I recorded that, and then also when you're there, or even before the open house, record a lot of videos so you can create those contents. So from the conference I attended recently, the agent asked the seller, "I need 8 hours at your home on the photo day." Seller asked, "Why 8 hours? Other agents spend 30 minutes or maybe 5 minutes snap a picture on the phone. 8 hours, you got a photographer coming, video, you do your own video, or the videographer shoot a lot of different clips for you to reuse those content." So my theory is for every listing, I want to attract 3 to 5 buyers or sellers, 3 to 5 clients. And how do I do that is using that listing. Number one, I can help sell it quicker by showcasing the listing regularly. The seller's gonna love it because they see that I'm working or my team is using their home to promote, right? And then those contents. I mean, I'm being challenged right now. 3 stories per day, 3 new feed per week, which is easy, right? But how you can make that easy is create those content in advance. There's agents create a whole month of content within a day to batch content creations. Imagine if you iron your clothes. You bring the iron board out, plug it in, wait till warm, put the iron board out, then start iron, put it away, take 5 minutes, one shirt. But imagine you iron 30 shirts. It takes 30 minutes, so 1 minute per shirt, because you have everything lined up. So same thing with video, everything lined up. If you don't want to change clothes, okay. Just wear one. Nobody can say, "Oh, that video you didn't change your clothes." Don't worry about that. And there's an agent, very successful. She closed about 200 transactions per year on social media. She only wear black. No one ever said, "Oh, you didn't change," right? So don't worry about how you look. It's worry the content you're creating. Is it meaningful to the end user, the audience, right? Take a lot of pics. Like I said, take a lot of pics. Ask others to take a pic. I asked Brandon to do a video of me today because I can't imagine just doing myself. And if I do this, it look kind of weird. Like, "Oh, hello everyone." Just ask others to take video and picture of you so that you can reshare. Okay, and do the same to your partners that co-host with you. And then, especially when you interact with, I misspelled videos. Interact with guests. Okay, when you interact with guests, is when an audience see you interact with guests or greeting and come down and pat the dog. You create that connection with them. They're like, "Oh yeah, he's friendly. He's really nice. He loves pets." Instead of, "Hey Brandon, hey Jennifer, welcome to open house," and you do your thing, and I forgot Ellie and your 2 dogs, right? Post follow up. So very, very important to follow up with the leads that come in. You spent countless hours preparing for the open house. You spend 5 or 6 hours away from your precious family on a weekend. Worse yet, on a Sunday, if you skip church or temple, do not do that. Especially for me, if I go on social media and then the kids at the youth group say, hey, he's busy making money. He doesn't want to, you know. So if you're going to commit, stay committed. So follow up, follow up, follow up. So not just buyers, right? Because they could be seller too. So potential clients, follow up with them, create that relationship. You already made notes of Mrs. Jones has a daughter from Austin looking to move to Mansfield. Call Miss Jones. Hey, Miss Jones, have you had a chance to talk to your daughter yet? This home that you toured over the weekend. Of course, you're gonna thank her first. But she's like, yeah, I talked to her. Yeah, can I? Do you mind if I connect with her, or can you connect her with me? I'd love to assist her. Then invite them to create that connection. But sometimes, like when you ask for phone number, Miss Jones may not be comfortable, and you say, I would love to send her more information. She may group text us or send me her information, right? So follow up, act quickly. Do it within 24 hours possible. If you're doing it Saturday, just Monday morning. Sunday, obviously Monday, as soon as possible on Monday. Obviously, there's certain time you want to call and certain time you don't want to call. During workout, maybe if you call, they don't pick up, send a text, or just send a text just to let you know, thank you, I'd love to follow up you later. If there's dinner time, some prime time, don't call in bulk potentially during prime time. Create a personalized message, not just a thank you and a mass text. To them, they know it's a mass text. Or worse yet, they think it's a robot. Use multiple channels. Text, video, send a quick short video. I have Android. When I send to Brandon with iPhone, it's blurry. So download an app to do that. So you can send it to Apple friendly. Hopefully one of these days they love each other and get married. So use multiple channel, text, email, call, video, text, video. Video is very, very, birthday messages. I have like maybe 500 people, and I apologize if I haven't responded to one or two. But Calvin sent me a 10-second video. That created an impression to me. Or some leads that I hear all the time. People post on Facebook group, I'm looking for a realtor. Thousands of agents flooded this post. But if you have their phone number, most likely not, but at least send them a private message. If you can call them on Facebook or something, pick up the phone call, because I have agent told me I use that client used me because I was the only one that called them, because they'll be overwhelmed with so many to pick from. You distinguish yourself. Okay, provide additional value. So after the open house, you follow up and you provide value to the potential client, offering value. Let them know, hey, it's only taking me 5 minutes. It doesn't cost anything. The system's automated. I don't have to do a thing. It sends to you automatically whenever a home hits the market or come back on the market. If you don't like it, just click on the trash can, or I can send it to you once a week if you like me to send you once a week. I don't want to flood your inbox. Okay, qualify their interests. Don't send them the whole city of Plano. If they're looking for West Plano or that school, filter down to that particular school. Because if you already tell me I want West Plano and I'm sending you Plano, Allen, Frisco, McKinney, you're like, hey, Tan, I appreciate you, but I want Plano. I'm getting a lot of email from you, And lastly, keep the conversation going. I created a good impression with Brandon today. If I don't ever call him up, I don't remind him, I don't send him text message or at least greeting call once a year on Christmas or New Year, he's not going to remember me. But not just once. Do it more than once. Monthly, if you think monthly is too much, quarterly, or at least twice a year. Analyze and improve. So after the open house, take some time to reflect what you could do better, right? What you could have done better, what could be improved. Ask your colleague that hosts the open house with you. Ask the lenders or preferred partners to join you. Just ask for their input, how you all can do it better next time. If needed, adjust the marketing strategies. I've done paid ad for one of my open houses. A gentleman from Ohio said, you're wasting your money advertising your open house to me in Ohio. And so thank you so much, sir. I'm new, I'm still learning, but he gave me feedback. So the next time I do it, I know how to filter to target the area for DFW only or Mansfield only, right? Just don't waste your money. I mean, it's good to get visibility from Plano, because one of these days, that buyer may move to Plano, but target it correctly to spend your money wisely. Adjust the questionnaire if needed. Maybe you put everything mandatory, and you don't get a lot of people sign in because they may scan your QR code and they may walk away and, oh, it's too complicated, I'm just going to X out. So if you make it too complicated, they're not going to do it. Just a couple basic. The very basic is the guest, one of the parents, fine. The guest info, that's it. And the spouse is optional and the kid's optional. But if I send the intake form, the spouse, I would want to have them fill in the spouse. I'm going to need that for the contract. And then when I send emails or call, I know how to greet them accordingly. All right, turn every open house into more listings, more listing. So the Tom Ferry Success Summit event I've attended, Nike, just do it. Tom Ferry, just list it. Okay, so more listing. Every listing, I want to attract 3 to 5 clients, not leads. Try to mix them in, client and leads, cleats. Every listing, I want to convert and turn 3 to 5 clients. How do I do that? How can you do that? Anybody have example? I know Brandon's good at it. Social media, promote your listing, right? Yeah, so in the past, when I take a listing, started out with my phone, DSC or whatever. I don't know how to edit. It's worse, and put on my phone to edit, but it was just like post it and wait for the fish to bite. That was me in the past. A lot of agents do that, unfortunately, and that's why listing become expired or the sold date is 3 months and not first weekend or not first few weekends. To attract more leads on every listing is do a lot of promotion. Promote the property. Promote. Social media, really selling yourself more than anything. But having high quality images, video tour of the property, right? Area photos. You don't need to do area photo on every. I mean, that's if there's 1,000 homes in this neighborhood and nothing to feature about the backyard or anything, that's really just showing the neighborhood, which is good, but especially those who have a view in the backyard or a pool or some nice structure, showcase those, not just area drone. And when you come to the listing consultation or come back multiple times, do multiple clips and reshare those. Because basically sharing something that is like stand out, not just an average table or close up with the fireplace. So something that will catch the audience attention. And then if there's like or love, convert those into leads. If someone keep loving your content, reach out to them. Thank them for like viewing and liking your content. Start making that connection and eventually convert them into your leads, your clients, okay? So like I said, open house just isn't about selling the property. It's an opportunity for you to generate more leads, right? What are the chances that that home is sold by the listing agent? Very small. But that buyer, the guests come to your home, you can convert them into your buyer. You might have a lot higher chance. So most agents come to an open house. Seller loves it because they think really the goal is to help the house sold, but in reality for agent is bring more leads, free leads, great leads. You don't have to buy. You already create that connection with the guests that come in, right? And so how you can attract more by going to the knock on doors, the neighbors, and just say, I would like to invite you to the open house. You say, I'm sorry to bug you, but I'm here on the behalf of Mrs. Joan down the street. She would like to invite you to an open house this week, or create a VIP open house for the neighbors. That is going to be better than your public open house because the neighbors, they already know each other, and then you as an agent stand out because nobody does that. Just open house, the neighbor come and all everything mixed in, but the neighbor come and they already know Mrs. Jones. They have a great conversation. You have a neighborhood open house for the neighbors, only exclusive. Provide some refreshments. It doesn't have to go all out, but you have all those leads that could potentially convert to a potential buyer or seller down the road. So showcase your expertise, right? study the market, study the neighborhood. You should already study the neighborhood by running comps for that particular listing. But if it's a small home and this is like a big mansion mixed in, study those as well, because you knock on the door and the neighbor say, "Hey, I'm curious how much my home's worth." And you let me go home and run comp and send it to you. Well, a better how you better handle the objection is you already have that study that comp, not like closely, but at least you have some general idea. You can say, when I look at the comp, this is how much I think it's worth. But before I give you a good comp, I like to schedule a time to tour your home to visit you first. Then I can give you a better opinion. And before I tour, I have a list of questionnaire. It's a seller's list of questionnaire that I like to interview the seller, right? Let them do most of the talking. I have a good idea of the home, what's like. Then I'll come to the home to visit. Then, if needed, if it's a big home, unique home, I'll schedule a follow-up visit because I let them know that I need more time to study to give them a precise recommendations. They'll appreciate that because if I rush, I will fail. I may fail, right? Showcase your expertise. Engage with the neighbor. Like I said, invite them to a VIP neighborhood. When they hear VIP, everyone loves that word, right? Uh, Collect and nurture leads. So you already collect the lead that comes in, nurtures it. Follow up with the client, potential client. Constant value to homeowners. Constant value would mean study the comps first. And then when you have conversation, you have a better understanding of general value of their home. Obviously, you got to look at the home and look, what all the features that the home has to offer before you can give the seller a more accurate value. So maximize your marketing impact by letting the seller know all the type of marketing that you are providing, because that listing presentation that you're the consultation that you're providing to the seller, your hope is you're the first agent that come because they have nothing to compare to, and you already stand out. All the value you provide, all the marketing plan that you put in place, all the strategies, all the money that you say you're going to spend, they're like, "Hey, I'm good." Sometimes they may cancel the other appointments, but oftentimes, people like to keep commitment. The seller would say, "Yeah, I'm already committed to meet agent B and C tomorrow. Can I get back with you?" You're like, "Yeah, sure. How about I schedule? When's the last appointment? 4 o'clock. How about we schedule 6 p.m. on Monday after your last appointment, just for follow up to see if I can provide any additional insight." Then that's your second chance to close the deal with the seller. Okay, but more than 60%, I think study shows 63% of the time seller use the first agent they contact. And if you're not creating an impression to the seller, if you don't stand out, you're not going to be that first agent. You're not going to be the listing agent, rather. Create that impression, the stand out, what value you can provide. They couldn't compare. And all the other agent, if they do an average job of, trying to do a sale with the seller instead of consulting the seller, give them advices, then you're already going to stand out. And lastly, follow up. I'm very big on follow up because I fail, and I learn. I learn from mistakes. So consistently follow up with the client. All right, let's make a mega success. Right? Just mention all the preparations we've done, everything that I've just shared. Obviously, everybody works differently, and those what I have gathered and I've done myself and learned from the Tom Ferry Summit that I've attended. Because one agent in LA, I was so impressed with her open house. And another impressive thing that she did is, sometimes buyer asks kickback, whatever, or you decide to give them a gift, and if you give money, they may not remember. Like, "Oh, thank you." But this particular family have children, 2 or 3 kids. Before the final walkthrough, she had the seller approve. She had a team come and install a play set in the backyard. And guess what kind of impression that created with that family, with the family, especially the children, right? It was a big surprise. I'm like goosebumps right now telling everyone. But so what we learned at EXPCon is from one of the presenter, forgot his name, um, unreasonable hospitality. Create something maybe little. A couple visited New York, ate everything, all the fancy food. They had a talk. One thing I haven't ate yet was the average New York hot dogs. Well, The restaurant manager heard it and told one of the staff, well, he ran out, got hot dog, put in a nice plate. That little thing cost $5, the hot dog $5, but created a big impression to that guest, right? Plan and promote aggressively. Plan advance. Don't plan the last minute. Admittedly, the first mega open house I did, we pulled this out Friday afternoon. It was my idea, but we're like, hey, let's do it. We did it. It was good, but not great. We provide food. Food brought people. Some people come for food, right? Use live and virtual marketing, like I mentioned. Stage for maximum appeal. Stage the property. Okay, help the seller stage it or move things around if there's no budget for staging. Engage with the visitor, with the guest. Follow up effectively. See, again, follow up. Turn the attendees into serious buyer or seller. I want to thank everyone for your time today. Let me know if you have any questions. Do we have time for a question, Daniel? Do you know what time is it? Oh, okay. Well, if you have questions, I'm going to be here later, or you can scan the QR code to contact me, or my phone number. I should leave it on there, but my phone number is 817-501-1565. 817-501-1565. Let me know if you have any questions regarding mega open house or open house in general or real estate in general. I'll be happy to help.